This will be game 2 of a 2,500 point tournament played at Atomic Empire. Atomic Empire, they always let the Wookiee win. As you'll notice, this will be Blood and Glory, and looking at my army list, you also should remember I've only got Fortitude 4. So this is going to be pretty tough, but let's see how it goes. In my defense though, other than practices for NDGTs and stuff, we haven't played Blood and Glory, a local tournament, in probably 2 years. So I should have had more Fortitude, but I really wasn't expecting it. So here we have the first couple of setup pictures here, and looking over my opponent's list, he has 4 units of archers. I think 2 of them had banners, and he also has a small unit of silver helms with a banner. And then he has a big unit of about 24 Phoenix Guard with full command. He has some Sisters of Avalorn in the little building here on the right that you can kind of see. He also has 2 Skycutter chariots, a Frost Phoenix, and 3 Repeater Bolt Throwers. His general is a level 4 with Shadow Magic. He's got a level 2 with High Magic. And he has a BSB that's with the Sisters of Avalorn in the building. So he has more of a shooting type list and less of a knight-oriented list like a lot of people are starting to use now. Here we just have a quick look at my vanguards where I vanguard my 2 wolf units up. I just move them up a few inches. I'm kind of hoping he'll maybe charge one of them, and I can counter-charge with it by fleeing or just holding and then counter-charging after that. Going to turn 1, I won to roll off for first turn, and I'd done a lot of debating about what I should do with only having Fortitude 4. Should I just put my BSB in the unit of Biggins with the general? Should I put them in the bunker? And in the end, I just decided to keep them all together in the big horde. I know he only has to kill the BSB for me to lose. So, I'm not really expecting much to win. I just hope I can go in and bash a lot of heads. And so in my first turn, I move up not too much, but mainly just my support. And I'm kind of like sacrificing the Manglers. I know they're not long for the world. I'm just hoping they can soak up, some shooting that won't be directed at the rest of my army. Getting into the magic, I pretty much go all in trying to get a headbutt off on his general. And I'm able to cast it, but then I can't even roll to wound. I roll like a 1 or a 2, and I fail to wound. Going into shooting, I wipe out half his silver helm, so I'm doing something, but all my chuckers misses Frost Phoenix. Either I hit and I don't wound, or I just miss completely. So, that wasn't very good. And, I kind of need to destroy that if I really want to go in there and try to deal with the rest of his army, because that's a pretty tough model to try to take care of. Now we have High Elf turn 1. He starts out by charging his silver helms to my wolf riders, and I start to hold. Even if he overruns, I don't think he can make it to the wolf chariot. And either way, I can still take those silver helms out later. In magic, he tries to wither my Biggins, and I'm able to dispel that. I cannot afford them to go down to, toughness 2 or 3 or whatever. I don't think he does much other magic than that. We're going into shooting. It takes massive amount of shooting for him to take out 1 wolf riders and 2 manglers. So that's pretty good with that many archers and repeater bolt throwers and the Skycutter chariot bolt throwers on the field. That's a lot. Other than that, I think he takes out a few models from my squig unit, but not too much. But then, going into combat, he's only able to kill 3 of the wolf riders. My wolf riders hold. They are champions. Now we're going into Orc and Goblin turn 2, and here's my plan. And I actually have a plan for Orcs and Goblins. I figure I need to charge into those silver helms with my Biggins and my trolls. Then I need to either overrun or pursue into that Frost Phoenix, and then hope that he cannot wheel his Phoenix Guard into the flank. So my second part of that is I try to get either the chariot or the squigs up to block his Phoenix Guard from doing that. And if they can't move enough to do that, then I'll just have to use Hand of Gork to get them up and block. Because I figure if I can get them into the Frost Phoenix, and I'd need like an 8 on the overrun, then hopefully I can beat that with combat res. Then I'll be in his backfield. I won't have to really worry about any of his archer units really taking on that Biggin unit. And I can try to keep those Phoenix Guard away from my Biggins. And then, hopefully, have a base trade StarCraft sort of scenario here where I can do more damage to him than he can do to me with his Phoenix Guard, with my Biggins doing more than his Phoenix Guard can do. So that's my plan. So I charge in my Biggins and my Trolls. I move up my other units as much as I can to try to block his Phoenix Guard. So then we go into Magic. I use a couple of dice on There We Go, trying to get him to use up some Dispel dice, but he knows what I'm trying to do, so he lets that go through. I throw the rest of my dice at Hand of Gork, trying to Hand of Gork my Squigs, but he's either able to scroll it or dispel it or whatever, so that plan completely fails. So going into shooting, one of my Doom Divers misfires, can't shoot for this next turn. Everything else is going at his Frost Phoenix. Everything either misses or doesn't wound. So, that's still fully there. So all my good luck from last game with shooting is lost in this game. I think that's basically the way it is with Spirit Chuckers. In combat, I easily destroy his Silver Helms, even though he wipes out the rest of the Wolf Riders they were fighting. So what I'm going to overrun here, I just ask him, see can he wheel around this chariot? Because it might be close, because, if he can, I'm probably not going to overrun. If he can't, then I am going to overrun. So then when he tries to do the wheel, and he's barely just able to make it by maybe like an eighth of an inch or less or whatever. But he's able to make it. If I moved up my chariot in the first turn, maybe one more inch, then I would have been able to move up this turn and block him. But I didn't move it last turn enough. So I decided not to overrun. I just, stood and hold. I decided to let him come at me, and I just take it head on. Because, I'm dead if he's in my flank. I'm probably dead in the front, but we'll just see here, can the Featherfoot Torque pay for itself? High Elf turn 2, and he does exactly that. He charges his Frost Phoenix and his Phoenix Guard right into the front of my Biggins. For some reason, I don't even know why, last turn I reformed my Trolls to be facing away from that. I don't know why I did that, and you can see now that it looks really stupid for me to have them facing away from this combat. Well, what are you going to do? Going into Magic, I'm able to dispel his attempt to wither my Biggins, and I'm also able to stop him from trying to drain magic to take away my Here We Go. Then we go into shooting, and you can see he completely decimates my little squig unit. And I've only got 3 squigs left in there, and so any hope of me trying to go in there and destroy his Sister Vavelorn in BSB and that building is gone. So he, doesn't even have to worry about that anymore. Going into combat, during Magic, he's able to get 1 extra attack on his Frost Phoenix. So, even with my Featherfoot Torque, he still gets 4 hits on my BSB with his Frost Phoenix. And then he does 3 wounds. I saved 2, so I've got 1 wound on my BSB. So I'm still alive, but, for how long? And Orc and Goblin turn 3, I charge my chariot into his repeater bolt thrower, just for the heck of it. I actually make it, so that's good. Going into Magic, he dispels my attempt to get Fist of Gork on my Great Shaman, of course, because he can't afford him to have that. He also dispels my attempt at There We Go. Going into shooting, I shoot both Doom Divers at his Sister Avalorn, and I can only kill 2 of them. Ugh. But my Bolt Throwers, Spear Chuckers, not Bolt Throwers, they take out one of his Skycutter chariots, so that's pretty cool. And then, we have the big battle here. His Frost Phoenix attacks my BSB, and he does 2 wounds that I do not save. So that is the game. And then to add insult to injury, not only does his Frost Phoenix kill my BSB, he then proceeds to do unspeakable things to its corpse. And so victory to the High Elves and a bitter defeat for the Orcs. I do wish I had Fortitude 5 or 6. Maybe I could have played it a bit differently. But as it was, it was still a pretty fun game, even though it was very short. And that's it for my second battle report. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to comment and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time when I'll be taking on vampire counts. See you then.